Hi, I'm Marilen Crump, expert dream catcher, business coach, and mentor, creator of the Dream Success Strategy, where we teach you principles that help you shift your mindset into abundance and achieve the dreams that you desire. Today, let's talk about gravity. Gravity is the force that keeps us on this planet, and it's something to be reckoned with. And in your life, the gravity of different situations could also be a force to be reckoned with, and also keeps you in a particular place in your life. And in just the theory of a force keeping you somewhere, I think sometimes when we don't see something, we are working against a powerful type of energy that we should embrace and learn how to really utilize different skill sets to help us get through certain things, like keeping at a particular spot in your life. And when you especially want to move on. I know we talked about being stuck. So this is a whole different level of this understanding. It's not so much now that we're going to say, okay, I'm stuck and I can't move forward. But now as I move forward and as I stick with something and as I'm persistent, what are the things that's going to influence the way I move through those goals and the way I move through my life and the way I even move physically? Gravity is kind of like a magnet, right? I mean, not kind of a magnet. It is a magnet. Think about, the earth is spinning. And in gravity, in the real sense of the word, there's a core of the planet that's holding such amount of energy that our being is attracted to that. So if we jump up, we come back down. And most things that kind of land, if it's not controlled, it's just kind of crashing into the planet, isn't it? So I have tile flooring in our kitchen. And we always say the tile floor wins, because anytime you drop something that's even remotely fragile, it will shatter because that ground is hard, okay? Same thing, we sometimes find ourselves jumping and leaping in life, and then we fall down and we are saying, how come this is not working? What else is there that I need to learn in order for me to really rise above all the other types of energies that could be keeping me down, unbeknownst to me? Most of the time we build ourselves vehicles, right? So walking through life, walking physically on this planet, we definitely feel gravity. So as you go up the steps, if you're climbing a mountain, things get heavier and heavier, the pull is there. And what's neat, when you get into a car, you're propelling yourself forward. You're kind of moving through this planet at a different pace than if you were just to walk. So having a vehicle to move you from point A to point B is less taxing for you and your physicality, your mentality, because you can get there quicker because you're using the will of the vehicle to propel you forward. So in your own dreams and in your own creation of processes, you have to say, what are the tools that's going to help propel me forward? Because if I'm doing all this on my own, like willpower, that's good, but you have to really super strengthen your willpower because you're working against time sometimes, you're working against gravity, you're working against unseen forces that is not there benevolently. Big words today, okay? Benevolently. We'll look that one up, okay? We'll Google benevolent, but how you put "ly" at the end of that. For some reason, Marilen can't say that. Anyway, benevolently. All right, well, no more tongue twisters. But anyway, it's not there to mess you up. It's just a part of life. The gravity is not here on this planet to hold us down. It's just serving its purpose to keep us from hurtling off into space, which is a good thing. I always say to my husband that we are grounded because we have kids. Like, children They're not here to mess us up. They're not here to keep us from our dreams. They're not here to distract us from things that we want to do. They're here, they're gifts, and they are amazing beings. So when you have to address them and really kind of create a day around them, they're your gravity. They are what keep you grounded. I know that's at least for us it is. Now, if you don't have children, that's okay. There's other things that keep you grounded for sure. But that just means you go back to that and you say, how am I moving forward? And not blame anybody or anything for your own will being thwarted. Your will, your desire, your intentions, your stick-to-itiveness, your persistence, all have to be your own responsibility. Yet, you have to be aware of the things that's happening all around you. So awareness is key, and being able to discern that, yes, now I need to build a vehicle in order for me to propel forward. So if you only have the thought and the will, it's not enough. You need a vehicle to drive that into the direction you want to go. What is your dream? Where is it that you see yourself in a year, 2 years, 5 years? These goals that you're making, those are great, but what is your vehicle? Similar to saying, what is your ikigai? So if you listened to podcasts previously of me talking about the ikigai, there is a purpose that you're trying to achieve in life. But even that doesn't address the vehicle. So today with gravity, I want to address that despite all the things that could hold you down, and in addition to the things that bring you up, you now need a vehicle to propel yourself forward. And so most of the time we start with a bicycle, right? So it's like, oh, we're pedaling along, I'm still using my willpower. And then you go, oh, I graduated to a car, and you can fuel it up, and then it has its like own willpower. Nowadays, think about cruise control. There's like settings where you can create momentum when you don't even have to push anything anymore. Same thing with automation in business. To me, that's your cruise control. You can set some things up, automate it, and you're on cruise control, and all you're doing is observing the things you're passing by, and that you see yourself getting to the location, to the destination that you are seeking. It's super exciting, and I recommend using cruise control as much as possible because it's there for you, right? It doesn't mean you're lazy. It doesn't mean that you can't muster enough like willpower to do it on your own or push the pedal on your own. We get it, but we want you to have moments in life where you work smarter and not harder. And that is your cruise control, and that is your automations online, automations in your process with your team. Automate, automate, automate. It helps you and your team and your community accelerate past just being on that regular pace that most people are on. Let's accelerate and get to things faster and quicker. Now, what if your dream is so super huge that you're like, I don't know if a car is going to get me there? Well, guess what? You need to build a rocket ship. And it's fantastic that we live so close to NASA. And NASA is just always fascinating to me. And so fascinating that I think I manifested this opportunity. I got to speak at NASA for their 100th celebration when they had a women's forum, people who are in business, women leaders, etc. I was on that panel, got to speak to scientists. Scientists were asking me questions about my point of view and like how I managed to do different things and pursue the goals that I'm pursuing. And I just, I'm inspired by the things that they build, because they are calculating how much gravity is it that's keeping us here instead of getting to the moon easily. And they're using efficiencies, they're using tools, they're putting things into place, they're acting on things. Like they have a direction, they're going to say, we're going to go to Mars, and we got to give up the idea of it not happening, or relinquish, a bunch of other mess that's going to get in the way of us getting to Mars, right? And so they build a rocket ship that is fueled with like so much potential momentum that when you light it up, it shoots you straight out of the sky and into places you've never been. That is you. That can be you. Create that rocket ship. Once you're good at creating your vehicle, your car, I want you to have your sights on creating the rocket ship. What is just so awe-inspiring of a vehicle for that tremendously awe-inspiring itself goal? You gotta meet the two things together. If your goal is tremendous and exciting, well, then the vehicle that you create to break through, break away from the gravity that's keeping you where you're at, needs to be just as amazing and inspiring and awesome, if not even better, because who knows, you might even like go further than you thought. That would be super exciting. What is your vehicle to help you get past gravity? So that is words of wisdom for today. I hope you're implementing all these things that you've heard. If this is your first time listening, please review all of the fantastic topics that we've covered here on this podcast. Find me on YouTube, where you get to see different interviews that I've done with some of my clients, other people like William Hung, who was on American Idol, who's building himself a platform now of public speaking. And it's just an amazing vehicle that he is creating, and I want you to be in touch with that. All these other things that you can find also by looking up the hashtag expert dreamcatcher, or just do a search on Marilen Crump and you'll be able to connect with me. And I hope you do. And I hope you can join us in our community called the DSSC, which stands for Dream Success Strategy Community. You will also find study groups that I lead when we just read different types of wonderful books that's out there. I am excited to help you build your rocket ship. So until next time, I will see you later, and maybe I'll see you on Mars.